I forced my 13-year-old son to play tackle football.
Okay.
He's been in it about 3 weeks. I know it's what my late husband would have wanted me to do, and his older brother is adamant or was adamant that he play as well. And
Okay.
I just continue to struggle with being mom and dad and want to help on how to support him in making sure his feelings are acknowledged also.
Tell me about Dad. What was your husband's name?
Oh, God. His name was Mark.
Mark. When did he pass away?
September 2021.
Pretty amazing guy.
Incredible.
Yeah. How many little ones do you have? I guess the ones in your house are huge now. How many huge ones do you have now?
Yeah, 2.
2. And you guys all miss Mark, huh?
Every single day.
Yeah. Man. I'm both heartbroken here with you. And I want to tell you, earlier this summer, my wife left me and my daughter alone for 9 days, and I didn't ended up know what day. We ended up eating ice cream on the couch for dinner one night. So, like, I want to tell you, you are an absolute rock star. You're doing a job that nobody wants, and you're doing it admirably, and I'm proud of you. Okay?
Thank you.
And I don't know Mark from the man in the moon, but I'm a husband too. And if I was to pass away and I knew my wife was reaching out this many years later, asking the same question, I want you to know that I would be looking down with deep love and pride. Okay? You're honoring Mark well is what I want to tell you.
Thank you.
Okay. As for this question, it's near and dear to my heart, okay? So I was a Texas high school football player at a Super 5A high school.
Mm-hmm.
That means I went to church on Friday nights, and then I went to church again on Sunday mornings. Okay? The church in Texas of Texas high school football, and then church of whatever religion I was a part of, right? My Christian church. And they kind of ran neck and neck, to be honest with you. And so I get this question. I also have a way more physically talented 15-year-old son that is actually bigger than I am now, who is a high school kid right now. Okay. And every single Uncle Rico bone in my body wants him to be a football stud. Right. And he is an immensely talented cross-country runner. And so I have had to step back and say, what are my principles here? What are my values? And then what part of my high school life am I trying to relive through my 15-year-old? Okay. And so here is where I've landed. The data on young people participating in some sort of physical activity or sport is overwhelming. That lifetime success, lifetime support, lifetime relationships are better, lifetime health when they participate in organized sports as kids. And I say kids all the way up to 18-year-olds. I know 18-year-olds are adults, whatever, but they're kids. And so the rule I had in my house with my 9-year-old and with my 15-year-old, and I'm just answering this as I would do in my house, okay, Laura, is I was good at football. I could have been great, and I wasn't. I didn't work as hard as I could have. I wasn't very tough. I was just super, super fast, okay? And so I always had this thing in my head, like, my boy's it's just pure Uncle Rico. Like, if I got in the game, I would have won the state meet. Like, I was that guy, okay? What I've had to exhale and learn, I actually got this from Jocko, by the way, Navy SEAL guy. Like, my son's not me. Thank God he's not me. And so my values are this. You have to participate in some sort of sport, period. And both of my kids have to participate in some sort of the arts, theater, playing an instrument, some sort of creative act, okay? Because there's data on that too.
Okay.
And so it's not an option of, can I just do nothing and play video games, or I have to play football. It is, you get to choose within this boundary. And what I give my kid when I do that is I give them autonomy. I give them choice, which is something they're going to practice. They get to begin to learn their own body. I actually don't like this, but I know I have to do something in this realm, right? And so it's kind of like when they're a little kid, I hear parents say like, where do you want to eat, honey? That's too much pressure for a kid. They can't carry the weight of the house. But when they say, do you want Chick-fil-A or do you want Burger King? Then they feel like there's a choice, but really that choice is made by you. It's bounded up, right? Mm-hmm. And so if I was in your situation, I would want to get to the value underneath what my amazing late husband was getting at. He understands the value of hard work, of being told what to do by other men, right? Having coaches, right, that are different than me. The value of teamwork, the value of thinking you've gone as hard as you can go, as far as you can go, and then a well-meaning coach pushes you further than you thought you could have gone, and you grow from, right? All those things. Strength, yes. All that. And so let's get to the value underneath what Mark was getting at. And then we can sit down with your son. And by the way, your other boys do not get a vote, period.
Okay.
They don't get a vote. They're teenagers. They're not allowed to buy beer yet. Why? Because we have a society have said, your brains aren't formed. You don't get a vote, okay? And I want to applaud them for doing the best they could, your other son, of puffing his chest out and saying, I'm going to try in my 18-year-old skin to sort of fill the vacuum of this amazing man that passed away.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's doing his job. He's doing his 18-year-old job, and I love it. But he also needs to side-eye and make sure the adult in the house is the one running the show. And so you sitting down with your kid, tell me about your son who's playing right now, 3 weeks in. How old is he?
Yes, 13.
13. Okay, so freshman, 8th grade?
8th grade, going into 8th grade.
Okay, going into 8th grade. So he's been doing 2-a-days in the heat. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's in the evenings.
Okay.
For a couple of hours. It's been okay. You know, he's not complaining too much about going. One day refused to go. He's terrified of getting hurt. So his body language out there is very uninterested in being there.
Okay.
But he gets through it.
Okay. Did he volunteer for this, or did you sign him up and say, you're doing this?
I signed him up and said, you're doing it, because I did give him the choice. As you mentioned earlier, I sat him down and I said, you have to pick something. And he wouldn't.
Okay.
And
so maybe 3 weeks in, you and him go to breakfast. And I'm going to script a conversation here that may not be applicable. Take what you want from this script and make the rest of it your own, okay?
Okay.
Maybe lead in just like I did with you. Hey, young son, I'll call him Tim. Hey, Tim, we're 3 weeks into football practice, and I just want to say I'm proud of you for showing up. I signed you up for this, and I could tell you don't want to be out there. I just want to tell you I'm proud of you. And I also want to acknowledge that we both miss Dad. And I want to have that exhale with him, because he misses his dad like crazy. And if it's still not something that's talked about in your house, if you don't still exhale with your boys one-on-one and say, God, I miss your dad, then, and you're trying to be tough for them, you're trying to be both parents, trying to do the next right thing, what will happen is they'll begin to feel crazy, like they're the only ones missing. And it will come out in anger. It will come out in aloofness. It will come out in, I'm just going home. It will come out in anxieties about getting hurt or not being enough academically or whatever, right? And so there's something about exhaling and saying, dude, I miss your dad. When I see you out there, I miss him. And then now that he's 3 weeks in, being able to tell him, hey, it's not too late for you to choose another sport. In this house, I value you getting out and participating. You got to do something. It can be jiu-jitsu. It can be karate. It can be running. It can be soccer. If you hate football 3 weeks in, I want to tell you I'm proud of you for going out there. But you got to do something. Are you interested in choosing something else? And let him exhale on that. And he might say, no, Mom. Now, if my kid, and this happened with my daughter, she chose soccer. And then a couple weeks in, she's like, Dad, I don't. And I said, no. You chose this and you committed to your team. And so when the season's over, we can reevaluate. But you asked us, you came to us, and so we said, we're in, right? So I want her to learn the value of sticking to it. She gave her word to her team. She's going to show up, right? And she was like 7, right? So it wasn't over dramatic like I'm making it now. But it's like, no, you signed up for this. If I had signed her up and said, you have to do this, which I did with a martial art once, I was like, you have to do this. My kids are going to be ninjas, right? I sat down and said, hey, like, I forced you into this. Do you still want to keep doing this? Right? And so I think this is a great time 3 weeks in to circle back and say, you have to do something. But I want to honor the fact I signed you up for this. You wouldn't pick. I had to do something. Is there another thing you want to do?
Okay.
And all of this, I think, you can tell me if I'm crazy. All of this is rooted in 2 things. One, there is value in kids doing organized sports. There is value in, especially as they get into middle school and high school, there is value in kids being a part of the arts. And if you want to know the Delony house, you got to do one thing in the arts and you got to do one thing, at least one thing physically. And you have also heard me rant about travel sports. This isn't about living vicariously through my kids. It is, I'm way more interested in them being coached by other men and women, by them learning to do hard physical things, learning to be uncomfortable in the heat or in the cold, being outside, whether it's, getting kicked in a Taekwondo class, but they've got to learn to do those things. And so they don't have an option whether to not participate in something, but they do have autonomy in picking the thing. And then I demand, like, you commit to your team, you got to go all in. And when the season's over, dude, I'm all about reevaluating. But you got to be the team player you told your team you would be. And that's one thing. The other thing here is, man, as your son is 18 and he's either about to leave or he is on his way to college this year, sit down with him and talk about, hey, I want to tell you some things about your dad that you never knew. What an amazing young man he was in college. Some of the things that he did that were probably not too wise. Have those conversations with your 18-year-old and let him process mom's still grieving. Because they can feel that grief on you. And if your grief turns into hardness and into rigidness and into this is the way it's going to be, they'll react accordingly. But man, letting them know you still miss Mark so much makes them feel less crazy. And then when you're 13-year-old, same thing. And if he's scared of getting hurt, I get that. We're going to have to do some things because life's going to hit you upside the head. I'm not going to hit you, but life's going to hit you upside the head. We got to do some hard things. Man, I miss Dad too. So let's deal with the grief part of this and let's deal with the activity part of it. But I'm not a fan of forcing a kid to do a particular thing. I am a fan of giving bounded choices. You have to choose something, some sort of activity, some sort of physical activity, and you got to participate. And in this house, we go all in when we give our word, when we commit. Whew. Laura, you are an absolute amazing person. You're a great mom. You continue to be a great partner to Mark. And these kids are lucky to have you.